Hey guys, just want to check in with you. I've actually been making like a whole podcast voice thing. I mean, I guess it's just a podcast kind of type thing. While I'm walking here, it's been 3 hours of a walk, been 6 miles, and took a break by the water, enjoyed myself. But throughout that talk, that's not included with this stuff. And I just want to say, like, obviously my voice is better now. I've been talking like for over 2 hours, and it's helped warm up my vocals a little bit, getting cleared out. My throat's a little bit more cleared, and I'm out here in nature, breathing in fresh oxygen, so that helps, as well as I drink a ton of water, and I could feel this morning was helping her to clear out of everything. So tomorrow we should be good in the green. I gotta tell you guys my plan for the week, because we're gonna be taking a different approach now, especially after this last week, learning stuff, and we're changing up just a teensy bit for our current position and what I think we need to do for our growth. So step one of this week kind of has already been completed yesterday, but we are starting to do Airbnb arbitrage. And I've been thinking about this strategy for a long time. You guys already know I wanted to find a multifamily unit to Airbnb, except I haven't found that yet. And we're now switching it up and going all in on this strategy. We went to this mastermind, and I think this seed was built, like, I planted this seed 3 months ago when I was like, okay, looks like Airbnb arbitrage is something I want to get into. I felt like, why not do it? I can handle this. Let's just do it. And I was like, well, no, it's shiny object syndrome. I want to stay focused on what I'm doing within the wholesaling and flipping. I can't mess around and go into other avenues. Well, guess what? It's been 90 days, and usually we have a 12-week year. That's the book. That's what it's named, and that's the strategy we use within what I'm taught. And how my life has been built lately has been on a 3-month basis of this is what we're going to focus on heavily. And if it just doesn't end up being what we want to do and doesn't work, I mean, it doesn't mean you're going to get results 3 months fully, but you set up your goals within that. And now we're going to go into Airbnb arbitrage, baby, because I've had multiple friends that even 3 months ago were crushing the game. These guys are doing $1 million a year I know of, and now we've brought an Airbnb coach within the program. And I have a friend who 3 months ago, he was like, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get into this. My buddy's taught me about it, and his buddy, like, he crushes. Yeah, absolutely. He's looking to make $12 million a year. And so you can tell he knows his stuff. So I have mutual connections with this guy, and my friend over on the West Coast though is taking his strategies, applying them, and he's seeing results. And he was in a position where I was like, well, I don't know. It's shiny object syndrome. I'm doing this wholesaling side and it's working. Maybe it's not something that's fitting me. And the reason I'm switching now, it's like, I think it's just been built in there. I do this a lot where it's like, if I think about it too much, it comes to my mind too much, it obviously means something that I need to work on and do. And I've learned this last year through a lot of struggles. I'm like, well, I know now if it hits my mind multiple times, I just have to do it. That's what I have to go after. So this week we're going to try to pick up an Airbnb unit. And arbitrage means we're gonna rent out a place and then post it up on Airbnb and then make the difference. So we're not having to go and get a loan. We don't have to go and find a really good deal and fix it up. We're finding something that's already move-in ready. I just have to furnish it. So I gotta spend $4K on furnishings, maybe less, depending if I get good deals. I gotta pay the rent and the deposit, and I gotta negotiate with the landlord, another real estate investor, to share with them why I think this would be a good idea for both of us. And I'm gonna have to go with many people. Or I'm gonna have to go through many people. So yesterday, I already took my first initiative. As I walk it through, I'm gonna watch my step. And we are looking at zoning, which I read through when honestly I didn't feel like reading anymore. My head was like gone. I had a headache, and you guys know I couldn't even talk, but I was like, what else am I gonna do? I just went to this event, kind of wanted a refresher, but I was so ready to get to doing this. So we went through that yesterday. Now I understand the laws. Mostly around what I have to do. So I gotta find a property that's zoned correctly for non-owner occupant STR, and only go after those listed rentals, call them up and see if they'd be interested in this opportunity. And hopefully, one says yes, because that's all I need right now. This first month, I just want one up and running. We're gonna furnish it, we're gonna post it out there. I just want one. And then if I can do that, it's proof of concept that I can do one of these every single month. And my minimum requirements for cash flow, I want to make a couple grand a month. So we need $2,000 a month in rent, and we're gonna pay to the landlord, and then we're gonna gross $5 grand from the Airbnb income. We're gonna be able to make at least $2,000 a month cash flow and pick up these properties for about, I would say 10 grand. Just think conservative, because some of them need, you need rent, first month's rent and deposit. You also need application fees and maybe another incentive to allow the owner and go take the permit. That's something that's going to be problematic problem is the owner has to get the permit, I think. We're gonna have to figure that out tomorrow. That's an action step. We're gonna call the city, make sure we know our stuff correctly, and we're gonna get things moving. And this is something where I'm like, this is an action step I can do today. I don't have to wait on this. A whole thing I've been doing too, but it just feels more right in the sense of I'm here and homeless. And if I get a property, even if I can't live in it, the occupancy around here is 60% to 70%. So if I can live in it for 30 to 40% of the time, I'm fine with that. And I'm making making $2,000 a month, 24 grand a year. And then I can repeat the process, get 3 and make 60 grand a year. Well, really like 70, but let's just say 60. And I want to get up to the point where I can make $24,000 a month just on these, and I need 10 of them to do that. That's 20 grand a month, and or a little bit more than 10, but let's just say that's our goal. If we pick up 1 a month with that 12, we should be good. And something he told me, just like, it's not shiny object syndrome. Like he thought the same thing. It's just you're taking on an opportunity, especially for me right now. It makes the most sense. I understand. I'll be able to learn and understand how to operate Airbnb. I'll have a place to stay for 40% of the time, and I get cash flow, and that's something I need right now. And instead of doing DoorDash and making $1,000 a week going hard and spending over 40 to 60 hours on a DoorDash, which honestly I think I did because I spent 7 days a week, 8 hours a day. I spent 60 hours trying to make that $1,000. When instead I can spend 60 hours going hard, finding an Airbnb, setting it up, and then cash flowing $2,000 a month. So that's $500 a week that I just added, and now I just have to maintain it. Instead of a wholesale deal where now I find a deal, make 10 grand, I'm in the same position I am now. I just bank the cash and do nothing with it. So that's our new strategy for this week, and we have to call 100 listings. That's our goal. We have to. The only way we can get something is by using the 1% rule. We have to call 100 of them. The problem with that though is I just went through all the 2 bedrooms in the Nashville vicinity, and we've only gotten like 3 to 5 that are within our zoning laws. So that's the struggle with Nashville, is hopefully those few properties we can convert, right? We have to be a little bit more strong on our sale pitch, and our offer has to be there, because otherwise we won't get one. And I have relationships, I have the coaching, I have everybody to back me up and help me through this process. Everything's there, I just have to walk the line and do it. So that's what we're gonna do this week. That's our goal. So we did DoorDash last month. We crushed it. We made $2,000, I believe, and we explored the city. We went to all the meetups we could. Now these next 90 days, I wanna pick up 1 of these a month. I'll be cash flowing $6,000 a month by the next mastermind before my birthday, before I turn 19, and we can still do wholesaling and flipping at the same time. Even though I wanna go hard on this, it's gonna be like the same thing as the DoorDash time. We're just taking the DoorDash time, we're applying it to the Airbnb, which is gonna have much more scalability and much more growth long term. So I don't normally like to complain or whatever, but I don't know what's going on because my right hip, like right here, the joint of my leg, my hip always hurts when I go for like long walks or runs, and I keep having to take breaks. It's taking me like, I took breaks anyways, but it's taking me so much longer to get back because I can't move it, and I have to keep like sitting down or stretching, and I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm 18 years old. Why is my hip hurting when I walk? It shouldn't be like this. My ankle's cracking. Like, oh man, this can't be happening. Like, I literally can't move faster than the pace I'm going. I feel like I'm walking like I've been on this earth for years and years, and like I've worked in industries of hard work or something. I don't know. Here's my hip, and it feels like my right side is different. It's almost like I guess popping, but it's not like popping. Like if you feel it and you put your hand to it, like you kind of feel something there. Like it pops or slides back and forth with another bone. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get to my car. I think I'm only 1.5 miles out now, so I should be good. Gone 10.5 miles today. Walked 6 hours, so it's a good day of walking around the lake, and I'm super excited for this week. This long walk was well needed, except for the fact that there might be issues with my body I have to figure out. That's okay. We'll stretch out and we'll end up sitting down soon. I finally made it back after 7 hours of walking. Thank God. I needed to give my hip some rest. Remember, kids, PB&Js are the most versatile. You can eat them wherever. They got the proteins, they got the jellies. You can put some honey on them, make them sweet. I don't know what can go wrong. You got the bread, carbs, that's what you want. And it's pretty easy to make wherever and whenever. Now we're gonna enjoy this view at perfect sunset time. I look like a loner though, because you have all these people with couples up here on the hill, and I'm gonna be alone. I don't even have a dog, as it can be. by myself. After my long walk and hip hurting, I decided I wanted to clean myself up because I was stinky and all sweaty. So I went to Planet Fitness, and then I decided, well, today's Sunday. Why not just go to a park? It was really nice out. Sun was going down. I could tell it was going to be a good sunset. So I looked up some parks, and the best one I could find right away was the Love Circle Park. So I looked at some pictures, and it literally was a place you could see the sunset and see the whole city. So I was like, this is exactly what I'm going for. So I rushed right there just in time so I could see this beautiful sunset, and stayed there a little bit longer so I could see it all that night. And a little bit later, I decided to leave, and instead of taking the quick way to my sleeping destination, I decided, let's take a little scenic route. It's gonna take a little bit longer, but it's Sunday, so why not? And that brings us here. We're finally back in the car. I do have a better voice today. It's still not totally here, but it's here, and I'm gonna sleep on my seat again. Although it's not perfect, it worked out pretty good last night, and it's a lot more efficient. All I have to do is put up the little window covers, which are my trash bags, as you guys know, and I don't have to shift around my luggage or bag. I can just sit in my seat. If I want to get out, it's pretty easy. I think it's just beforehand I didn't, because I wasn't able to figure out how to put it all the way back, and now I can. So it's not too bad. I'm actually gonna get a little bit more cushiony stuff for tonight, and I don't think it should be too cold, as it's gonna be warm this week during the day. But let me check the weather. All right, so it looks like we're about a 45-degree low tonight, which is actually not bad, and that's at when we're supposed to wake up anyways. So it's gonna be between 45 and 50 degrees. I have blankets, I have stuff to stay covered, and we've had colder before. It will probably be feeling cold by the time it's like 3 to 5 a.m. ish, and then we'll wake up soon after that. So we should be good. I'm just gonna make sure I can have my extra pillow. I'm gonna use as like a little cushion under me, because the seat doesn't fully lay flat, and I need something like right under where, basically literally where the back side and the bottom side connect, just to kind of flatten it out. All right, so far I've gone through all the 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom units listed for rent on Zillow, and we've only gotten probably like a handful that we can actually go and legally have an Airbnb. And with all that said, like it's 12:30 and I'm so tired, which is good. I'm gonna wake up at 6 hopefully. No, I am. Got it. And then we're gonna get to work. I'm gonna call these places, even though most of them, like, yeah, we're probably not gonna get them, but let's have some fun just calling them. That's what I see it as. If we just have fun, make it an experience of learning, just talk to people and see if we can negotiate something. Better trying than not. Then we'll go through 3-bedroom units tomorrow, like after I call those, and if we have time during the day, I'll search through a bunch of 3-bedrooms and I'll go and call those. But everything said, I'm gonna be going to bed. So good night. See you guys all tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in today.